Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into someone who's completely changed the game for billions of us. We're talking about Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, our goal here is to kind of peel back the layers, go beyond just the news clips. We want to look at his whole arc, the programming whiz kid, the guy who built this global social machine. We've got a bunch of research articles you've shared, and we'll dig into the innovations, but also the controversies and even some stuff you might not know about him personally, basically trying to get the full picture.
It's definitely a deep dive worth taking. I mean, Zuckerberg's influence, it's just immense, right? It shapes how we talk to each other every single day. So understanding him beyond the surface level is pretty crucial. We'll look at the good, the bad, the complex stuff.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning then. To really get it, you have to go back.
Yeah.
Mark Elliott Zuckerberg, born May 14th, 1984, White Plains, New York. His parents, his dad was the dentist, Edward, and his mom, Karen, a psychiatrist. Pretty standard middle-class background, grew up with three sisters. But the tech thing, that started early, like really early. We're talking about him building software, little games, even an instant messaging thing for his family's home and his dad's dental office. When he was still, in middle school?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't just a passing interest. It was clearly like an inherent skill right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And that talent definitely got noticed and nurtured. He went to Phillips Exeter Academy, which is, a top-tier boarding school. He kept coding there, obviously. But Harvard was where it really ignited that environment, the connections, his skills just flourishing it. It was the perfect storm, really, setting the stage for everything that followed.
Right, Harvard. That's where things really kick off in the story everyone kind of knows. He was in his dorm room, messing around with different ideas, lots of little projects. But the two big ones, well, first there was Face Mash.
Ah, yes, Face Mash, the hot or not site.
Exactly. Controversial, got shut down fast. But wow, did it show the potential. It proved people wanted to engage with stuff about people they knew online. It went viral on campus.
A crucial lesson, even if it was messy.
And that sort of laid the groundwork for the Facebook.com, as it was called then.
Yeah.
He wasn't alone either. Yeah, the co-founders involved right at the start. Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, Dustin Moskovitz, Chris Hughes.
And the speed, that's the thing that always gets me. Launched February 2004, just for Harvard initially. But boom, it just exploded.
Right.
Other universities wanted in, then more, then, well, you know the rest. It just grew and grew. It tapped into something fundamental about wanting to connect. It became more than a website. It was like a cultural shift happening in real time. And Zuckerberg himself, he made that huge call, dropped out of Harvard here, right? Yeah. Moved the whole operation to Palo Alto. And crucially, he turned down buyout offers early on. Big ones, like from Yahoo.
Shows he had a much bigger vision than just making a quick buck. He saw the global potential, didn't he?
Absolutely. He saw the long game.
And what a game it turned out to be. I mean, under his leadership, Facebook, now Meta, of course, it didn't just grow, it completely redefined social media globally.
Yeah.
Then came the IPO, May 2012. That made him, 23, the world's youngest self-made billionaire at the time. Just staggering.
Incredible numbers.
But, with that kind of explosive growth and influence, the controversies weren't far behind. There were those big lawsuits right near the beginning about who actually owned the idea, who deserved credit. That whole saga became the plot of The Social Network, the movie.
Right, and that movie brought the drama to the mainstream, but the real scrutiny, the ongoing stuff, was arguably much bigger. Those early lawsuits were just the tip of the iceberg, really. The platform kept facing, and still faces, huge criticism. Privacy is probably the biggest one.
Oh, yeah. That's been a constant theme.
It started as just connecting friends, right? But the data, how it was collected, how it was used, that became a massive global debate. Think about Cambridge Analytica. That was a real turning point, I think, for public awareness.
Definitely. When people realized their data could be used for political ads like that.
Exactly. And then there's the whole misinformation issue. The sheer scale of Facebook means things spread incredibly fast. Fake news, harmful content, stuff influencing elections, public health. It's a massive challenge.
It's that double-edged sword of connection, isn't it?
Precisely. And it leads to that fundamental question. How do you innovate at that scale, touch billions of lives, but also manage the immense responsibility that comes with it? It's a really tough balancing act. No easy answers there.
No, definitely not. Through all of it, the scandals, the congressional hearings, the public pressure, Zuckerberg himself, he's remained right at the center, still driving the ship. And then came that huge pivot. October 2021, rebranding the parent company to Meta, signaling this massive shift towards well, the metaverse.
Right, betting the company's future on virtual and augmented reality.
It's not just fancy VR headsets, is it? It's this idea of a persistent, shared virtual world.
Exactly, where you work, play, socialize as avatars, blurring digital and physical realities. It's a huge long-term gamble. Risky, maybe, but potentially transformative if it pays off.
Redefining the company and maybe how we all interact again.
It's a whole new chapter. But stepping back from Meta for a second, just think about his personal scale. The wealth is just astronomical. As of, May 2025, the estimate was over $221 billion.
Making him the second richest person globally, it's hard to even comprehend that level of wealth. And personally, he married Priscilla Chan, his college girlfriend, back in 2012. They have 2 daughters now.
And together, they started the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI.
Which is fascinating in itself. They pledged to give away 99% of their Facebook shares.
But it's not just writing checks, is it? It's this venture philanthropy model.
Right. They're actively investing in building solutions, often from the ground up. Things like tackling diseases, revolutionizing education through tech, basic science research.
It feels very engineer-like.
Yeah.
Trying to build systemic fixes for huge problems.
It's ambitious, high potential, but also, high risk, trying to solve such massive challenges.
Definitely a different approach. And speaking of different facets, there are his personal interests too, the stuff beyond Meta and CZI. He's apparently interested in languages, which makes sense for a global figure.
Yeah, I read he learned Mandarin.
But the more recent thing is the martial arts. That kind of came out of left field for many people.
Yeah. Since 2022, he's gotten really into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA.
He's actually competed, hasn't he?
Yeah, won medals apparently. It's quite the shift from the coding genius image.
Shows a different kind of discipline, I guess.
Yeah.
Pushing boundaries in a totally different way.
It definitely adds another layer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And all these elements, the tech, the wealth, the controversies, even the MMA, they all feed into his massive cultural footprint. We mentioned the Social Network movie earlier. That really cemented a certain image of him for millions.
Oh, for sure. That film, plus things like Times Person of the Year back in 2010, it happened so fast. His story just became the story of the new digital age, almost overnight. He wasn't just a CEO, he became this symbol, representing both the incredible promise and maybe some of the anxieties we have about technology's power.
Yeah, a real focal point for how we felt about the internet changing everything. So that brings our deep dive on Mark Zuckerberg towards its close. We've traced this incredible journey, the innovation, yes, but also the significant controversy and just the undeniable impact he's had on how we all connect. It's pretty wild to think how it all started in that Harvard dorm room and grew into something that literally reshaped the world.
Absolutely. And connecting it to the bigger picture, his story isn't over. Far from it, especially with this huge push into Meta and the metaverse. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And maybe this is the question for you listening at home. As Zuckerberg keeps pushing these boundaries, moving us into potentially more immersive digital spaces, what does that actually mean? What does his ongoing evolution mean for the future of how we interact as humans, for our sense of reality, and maybe even for who we are in this expanding digital universe? Lots to chew on there.